Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, dear participants. Great to welcome you in our SAP User Group's YouTube stream today. My name is Larissa Brinkmann from the SAP Global User Groups organization, and I'm your host. I would like to welcome you to our SAP User Group's call on the topic Customer Insights Reporting Dashboard in SAP for Me. For those of you who regularly visit our and watch our sessions, you might remember that in October I've hosted a session focusing on the experiences with SAP for Me. Today, we would like to offer a deep dive and introduction to Customer Insights Reporting Dashboard in SAP for Me. For more details about this valuable functionality will be introduced by our speakers. Today, we have Svetlana Schätzle, who is Customer Engagement and Experience Topic Owner at SAP, and Torsten Postzi, who is also Customer Engagement and Experience Topic Owner at SAP. Before handing over to Torsten, let me share a few housekeeping rules. We kindly ask you to post your questions via live chat, and we will answer them at the end of the presentation. Please note, to post the question in the chat, you need to be logged in on YouTube. The additional materials of this session will be available under the same link in the description to this video of today's session shortly after the stream is finished. With this, I wish you great interaction and kindly ask Torsten to take over.
Okay, Larissa, thank you very much for handing over. I hope you can see my screen. Yeah, so in today's session, I will just better stop the video. So in today's session, I want to show you the Customer Insights Dashboard. It's split into two parts. The first part is the background, which I will present you, and then Svetlana Schätzle will do the demonstration. So, what is Customer Insights and why do you need it? The new Customer Insights Dashboard is a smooth and automated reporting tool natively implemented into SAP for Me. It gives you a clear picture of your SAP solution situation by analyzing your solution portfolio, support contracts, cloud usages, consumed support services, created problem cases, and so much more. And everything in one place. In details, you can see it here on the left side. The benefits are at first, it's a centralized data hub, so it combines data from different systems and dashboard, and it is connected to different applications within SAP for Me. Secondly, the support report, or the Customer Insights Dashboard report provides reporting capabilities as self-service. So this is very important, especially in such situations where customers do not have dedicated support contacts. Furthermore, the scope of Customer Insight is all customers with support contracts, so regardless of their support contract type, so not just enterprise support or PSLE, so also max attention, preferred success, and so on. Certainly, you'll find improved and sophisticated analytical capabilities and personalization and customization features, which allow you to create a tailored reporting according to your individual needs. Just to mention here, we also provide tailored reporting later this year or next year to complete these capabilities. Fourth, the reporting is for all in SAP for Me integrated SAP products and deployment types and deployment scenarios. So for public cloud, private cloud, and on-premise. Fifth, the report has a sophisticated authorization concept. It means that users can be authorized by Customer Insights for Customer Insights on 3 levels. They can be access Customer Insight Dashboard for one single installation or multiple single installations. The authorizations can be granted for one account or multiple accounts and on a corporate structure. So for one or more accounts on the corporate structure. And part 6, the reporting empowers your SAP solution experts with the same access as you, enabling these support contacts from SAP to provide you recommendation for maximizing value for your SAP solutions. So the benefits are clear, I think. It saves cost for reporting on customer side because reporting can be done as a self-service without dedicated support context assignments. It's very intuitive, and you have a lot of analytical capabilities for the individualization and personalization. And lastly, the dashboard provides you with the possibility to make data-driven, well-informed decisions to align your IT strategies with your business goals. So, and the cockpit itself is released in phases. On the right side, you can see the content areas, which will be released in phases. The orange boxes indicate what we have already released, and the other boxes are what will be released in the future. So how will the release strategy look like? Well, the first release was done in September, where we released the initial content, which included entry page, cases, support contracts, purchase solutions, and system overview. The next phase was done in November with cloud availability and early watch alert. We have done this last week. And from then, we will release, next releases will be start in January and later next year. We are not quite sure how and which order we released because we are in strong contact with our customers to identify which are the most important parts to be released. So now this here is an handout documentation. In these slides, you will find all the information, how to access the new tool, where to find the information, and where to find the documentation, how to provide feedback, and so on. This can be later downloaded, and if you have any questions, just look at this quick sheet, and you will be supported. So, yeah. Okay, so for the next part, the demo, I want to hand over now to Svetlana. And Svetlana, please take over.
Thank you, Torsten. I hope you can see my screen now and
Yes.
can hear me. Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, welcome from my side. We will focus in the next 20 minutes on the demo of a customer insight dashboard. So if you first enter SAP for me, you will find the new reporting part here in the overall dashboards after the calendar. If you click on the reporting, you will navigate to Customer Insight Dashboard summary page. This is the first data area, one of the many areas we have already released. So on other areas, as Torsten introduced already, will follow. This summary page contains an overview of most important KPIs related to the data areas where you will find more details. All most important KPIs are combined in one page. Like, for example, the first one, you see your SAP solution portfolio, and in details for purchase solution, you would see the orders and the materials you have purchased. For the next summary card, you see that you have following support entitlements, support contracts, and there are also some premium engagements available. For the details, you could navigate to the support entitlement section. Then for the system landscape, we have actually 3 different summary cards. You can move them to change the order, systems in total, then system by system role. So how many productive test development systems do you have? How many systems are on-premise? How many are for public cloud? Then for the availability section, we have a summary card which provides you an overview of the availability status across your public cloud systems for the last completed month. So how many systems have availability below 100% and how many have the availability below the thresholds. For the cases, we have several summary cards, like open cases with priority very high and high. Then open cases by required action, so how many cases are waiting for action from customer side or from SAP side. Then we have a KPI for closed cases, for the cases sent to SAP in total for the last 6 months, how they have been sent, what is the SLA responsibility time, and what is the closed cases time. And last but not least, only the recently released section for on-premise customers, what is the overview of the early watch alert part. You see here, we contain different data from different dashboards are put together at one place. And additionally, we provide analytical capabilities, like, for example, the filters, which you see on top of the screen, which helps you to focus on a particular information you are interested in. For example, all those KPIs can be now selected only for public cloud. And if I want to narrow it even more, I could, for example, select everything only for success factors. So then all these KPI, like what have been purchased, what support contracts do I have, how many tickets I opened, what is the availability, everything will be narrowed and displayed only for the selected parameters. You could also customize this summary section using the Edit Summary button here. And for example, if you don't need particular KPIs, for example, if you are pure public cloud customers, you would not need the summary card for productive system by deployment type. You can switch it off, apply, and this card will disappear. If you check here the summary cards, you can also see what is, let's say, critical, and you could then drill down and navigate to the particular area to see more details. For example, I see here that in my example, we have 3 open cases with priority very high and 29 cases with priority high. My user has authorization for the corporate structure, so it means my user is assigned to several customer accounts, and I see the data here for all those accounts. I will not change this selection and select one particular customer. I stay with this. And now I would like to navigate into the open cases and check those 3 very high priorities. I can do it by using the section here, or by using the summary card. So no matter where you click, you would navigate into the details for cases. And you see the first group is about open cases. And the first graph shows all the cases selected by status and their priority. If I select one section from the graph, other graph and the system in the table below are responsive to this filter, and the content will be reduced according to my selection. This is actually a UI design which has been implemented for all or almost all data section you see here in the top menu. So you can easily find here the content you are interested in. And if you want to see what is the problem with this ticket, you could also easily navigate to this ticket into SAP For Me dashboard, where if you have authorization, you could also process this ticket or add additional information or ask for the status or whatever. The second graph shows the open incidents by their creation date. So here you can easily find the call long runners. You see, for example, that in June, not only 3 priority very high tickets have been created, but also 12 tickets with priority medium. If you want to analyze them, what was the reason, you could also customize the table and add additional fields so that you could see, for example, the creation date, for example, what can you add? Initial priority, initial component code, the input channel, if you're interested, is if these tickets are SLA relevant or not. Also the priority might be interesting, etc. Maybe also the system for which this ticket has been created. So all this information is available and can be added to the table. And now you can focus on the details. If we go to the closed incidents, you can focus here on the analysis of the past. You see the first graph, for example, displayed how many incidents have been closed for each month. And also here, the same UI settings are valid here, same UI features. So if I check here, select here just particular segment of the graph, additional graphs and also the table below will be updated accordingly. I would focus now on October here, where 56 tickets have been closed there. And I see that the processing time here for this ticket at SAP was much longer than for customers. So what was the reason for this? If I select just those tickets and I go now to the arrow category graphs, I can see that many of them were, for example, based on the unknown issues or were closed by customers, or some of them were related to customization issues, and some of them were related to third-party errors, etc. So you could really analyze them. For the Zend incidents, you can check the trends for all incidents you send to SAP within the selected period of time. Using the particular filters here, you could also change the time frame from 6 months, for example, to 12 months. Then I can see the trend, and I could see where the months with most incidents, where are my peaks. Yeah. I could also use the additional filter for the priority and select, for example, only priority high and very high. And then you would see that the peak months have been changed. So now I don't have just 1 month. I have actually January, June, August, and September with the critical tickets. If I want to analyze them deeper, for example, only those from the January high tickets. So I see that most of them have been created for the non-productive system. So maybe something was implemented there, or SAP released a new functionality, or you have a new project. And this is how you can explain this high tickets volume. You could use also this graph to check what was the most, let's say, popular component, and so narrow to the reasons, to find the root cause why you have those high message volume cases volume in particular months. Each cards you have here also contains additional documentation here. What is this card about? This documentation is a quick access documentation, is provided in addition to the help documentation, which you know, to the standard documentation for SAP for me. I wanted to show also another example for the system landscape, where you can see that also other sections have a similar design. Again, the graphs visualizing the content are on the top, and the table with the details is below. Also here, you would see how easy you could find the content you are interested in, especially for the system. Is a big this can provide a big benefit, because the number of systems for many customers can be really a few hundreds. Some customers have even more than 1,000 systems, and it is quite difficult to find the relevant ones just scrolling through endless lists. So using this reporting, you can find the content you are interested in very quickly. For example, if I use the graph by system role, I could only select systems in productive status. Then I have from over 300 systems, I have now 206 systems. Then if I want only to focus on particular product group, I could now reduce to 108 systems. And if I only want to focus on public cloud systems, so now I reduced to 69. You could, of course, use particular filters and also use the drop-down menus to select the systems you are interested in. But assume, even if you do not really know what is the system name, or if you don't remember, you could use also the search. This is word-based search, which works similar to Google search. If you simply search here for a combination of letters or a particular word, then everything what is related to this will be selected, and you can check the details. You can also change the design which we provide, which we suggest for you as a default design, by customization options for the graph. For example, you see here the graph by system role, all systems by system role, and additional graph for all systems by deployment type. You could combine them in one graph if this is more convenient to you. Using the drill down functionality for the details, you could add an additional parameter. In this example, it would be the deployment type, and you would see that all the content is now being displayed additionally by system role type and by deployment type. So if I go to customization view for the graph and I change this to the series instead of category, then it will be displayed in a separate line. And I could change now my line here, my graph layout, and make this a stacked stock bar. So now I combine both parameters here, the system role and deployment time. So I actually do not need this additional graph. So this allows me to personalize my card here, and I would remove this graph by deployment type. And I could add here an additional graph, which we do not display in our default view, but it is available. It's provided by SAP. Apply this design, and you see now that I have an additional graph now instead of graph by deployment type, systems by system status. So what is live, what is in preparation, etc. So this is how you can really easily customize your own reporting. This design is applicable for all the section except one section, and this is cloud availability, which has been released last Friday, actually. The reason for this is the purpose of the cloud availability. So what we wanted to reach with this section is to provide customer with an overview at one glance on which systems had SLA related outages, or general, which systems had the availability below 100%. So that you don't need to scroll through endless lists and search for the availability for each particular system. And you see here all systems are grouped by software product. You can expand particular product and then you would see the systems. But actually already on this product level, you see that all gray rated products contains at least one system which is below 100%, and all products with a rating orange contains at least one system which has the availability below the selected threshold. The default threshold selected is 99.5, but you could also change the threshold to the threshold which is mentioned in your contract. Depending on your contract, you might have the premium contracts or an additional contract. So if I change it, then I would focus now only on those product groups which contain the critical system availability. And I expand them now. So I see now the availability percentage, so how much below the threshold it is. I could also change the display from the percentage to the hours to see really how much time the system was down. And I could also use here an additional field and focus only on productive system and check them. So now I see that some productive systems have the availability in September below 99.5%. So I would now navigate to this system details. And now I'm navigating back into the dashboard, system dashboard from SAP for me, where I could find more details about this system. So you see now I am in the availability part, and you see here the availability of September is below 100. And if I click on this, I will find an event and find the description, what was the root cause for this downtime. So this is basically how the customer insight works. And now if you have any questions, we can open a question and answer round, because yeah, I only wanted to show you some examples, and you can then try it by yourself, or you can ask question and we can show more details.
All right. Thank you, Svetlana. Thank you, Torsten. Especially thanks for this very detailed demo. It's always useful to see what kind of views you can do, or how many views could be generated with customer insights. And I can only encourage our audience to post the questions in the live chat. And while we are waiting for the questions to come in, there are several questions that were addressed by the user groups in beforehand, and I would like to pick on some of them. And the first question that was addressed is how to access the cockpit and which authorization do I need?
Okay, this is a very good question. So actually, you can find the information about this in my support dashboard. And here you see the reporting part. And navigating on this, you would get into the portal page where exact this question is answered. So you see here how to access the Customer Insight dashboard. There is a KBA created for this, where you can read which authorization object is needed, and who could provide you with the authorization. So I can sum up it in a few words. So you need the authorization object, which is called display the support situation reporting in English. This authorization object is initially provided to the super administrators in your organization. This object exists on 3 different levels. So it can be provided on installation level. In this case, you would only have access to the particular to one or more installations. In this case, you would only see the information which is related to this installation. It means, for example, purchase solution information, which is related to the whole account, will not be displayed for those users. Then it can be provided on the account level. Then you would only have access to one or several accounts, and it can be provided on the corporate level. This is what you can see in my case as well. So my user here for our test customer is authorized for the whole corporate structure, and this is the reason why I can see all my corporate structure here in the details. So I can see 4 customers, and if I need only see some of them, not the whole corporate structure, I can select them using the filter. But this is only possible if your user is authorized on the corporate structure. Yeah, so I hope I answered this question.
All right, thank you very much. I've also posted the link to the article in SAP for me on how to access customer insights, and I think the prerequisite to read this article is to have as user or the authorized access. So there are several more questions that were addressed beforehand. For example, one was on how to save changes in the dashboard.
Okay, this is also a very good question. So I showed you that I made several changes here. You see, I added some fields to the table. I changed the graphs. And if you make some changes, then a star will appear on this standard default variant. If I want to save my changes, I can expand this and say save as, and then provide the variant name. And then exact my customizations, my settings will be then saved as a variant. And next time I could simply open the drop-down menu and select my variant here, and then I will see all my changes. Please be aware that also the settings in the filter will be saved in a variant. It means if you have selected here a particular customer, then keep in mind that in this case, this variant will only be valid for this particular customer. Yeah. Then you maybe need to provide a name which indicates that this is only valid for a particular customer then. So
right, thank you for that. There's also a question that very often comes up, where to find more information on customer insights?
Okay, so I showed you already the portal page.
I've also posted the link to direct link on supportsap.com to the information page on customer insights, but go ahead with more details.
So we have here, additionally to the portal page, we also have some blogs where we offer all the updates of what recently has been created. So we started with SAP Goals reporting, which was on end of September. this is our first go live, so this tool is pretty much young. And every time if we release a new content, the block will be added. So for the recently added content, for example, for the system availability and only watch alert section, the blocks will also be published soon. Then you can see also the online help from SAP for Me, where you can see here reporting part. And if you go to the this reporting part, you can see the documentation for this application. But actually, the most important link is the portal. Yeah. Which you can find in support subcom. Let me show you this.
You mean with portal, you mean SAP community page, is that correct?
I mean support subcom and then quick click CID. This portal
yes,
page.
yeah, I've posted already this link in the chat for the convenience of our viewers.
Yeah.
And I also see your blog on SAP community topic page, and I'm gonna add this link to the chat directly also for the convenience of our viewers, so they can jump immediately to the sources with more information.
Yeah. If you have any improvement suggestion, or if you find that some information is missing, especially in this portal page, please don't hesitate to contact us. Here you have the contact us button. And also if you are in the SAP for Me, so usually at the moment it is switched off, but usually you have here feedback button, which is a slider from the right side, and then you could also provide your feedback to us. It will definitely reach us. For example, we got already some feedback for the page that we should add also recent changes. So like provide a list of which changes have been done recently, so that customers immediately could see which changes they can expect and what is new. This will be done.
This is very helpful. So I can also only recommend to set up notifications for those updates and get information as soon as it will become available. So I have one more question that came in, and it has to do with the limitation of the access for the users. Very often, not all users should have the same access rights. And the question is, if I would like to limit the access, how can I steer this?
Okay, as I mentioned, here there is a KBA which provides a detailed information on the authorization and on which level this authorization can be provided. So if you want to limit the access to particular users, you could provide them authorization on the installation level. In this case, the user would only see the information for one or several particular installations. For example, I don't know, for these 3 installations. And that's all. And they would not be able to see information about purchase materials by solution area, because this is not related to a system or to installation. This is related to the whole account. So it means those users would need to adjust the summary, which is not a big deal, remove maybe the KPIs which are not relevant for them, and then use this dashboard only for the installation they are authorized for.
Okay, so you would recommend the restriction of access rights on installation level?
Well, it depends. This actually, this is something what customer super admin can decide by himself. So which user should have the authorization on account level, which user should have authorization on the corporate level, and which user may only could have authorization on installation level, depending on the user tasks. For example, if I am only user focusing on the support desk, for example, then in this case, for example, for support desk on for success factors. So in this case, I would really recommend then to narrow the authorization only for the installations relevant for the success factors. And then in this case, I would also personalize my dashboard and, for example, remove everything except of cases, maybe, and then apply this and only use the content which is relevant for success factors for the cases. So this is really, it depends on the tasks and on the needs on customer side, but you have this flexibility.
Right. So important is to have the concept and authorization concept with a clear definition, which rights to assign to which type of user.
Yes.
And then these requirements could be easily adapted by customer insights dashboard.
Yes.
All right. Okay, I can't see questions from the chat. I can only encourage our audience to grab the last chance and submit the question as we have the experts live. And I would like to repeat that the materials of this session will be available in the description to this video. The video will be available on YouTube, for you can share this information and use it, of course, on demand for your purposes. And as I don't see more questions in the chat. With this, I would like to thank you, our speakers, Svetlana and Torsten, for the presentation and for the demo. And I would like to thank you, our audience, for being with us today. Stay tuned. We will be offering more sessions. There will be more sessions upcoming on these topics and more topics related to SAP. So stay tuned with us and wish you a great day. With this, thank you very much and bye-bye.